Hello, everyone, and welcome back in as we take a look at the 2024 presidential race. And as I'm filming this video, May 19th, 2023, we had a new entrance into the race today. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, excuse me there, I almost slipped, went from an exploratory committee to a full-on presidential campaign. He quit exploring and announced that he was in fact running. This is a common theme among people who run for president. First they'll do an exploratory committee, then they'll announce a full-on campaign, and this is usually done for fundraising reasons, and also to gauge support. There have been a few instances in the past where people went exploring and decided not to pull the trigger. Evan Bayh and Mark Warner in 2008 went from exploratory to not pulling the trigger, seeing that there was not really a lot of enthusiasm for them running for president. What am my thoughts on this, on Scott's entrance into the race is, he is a very compelling story. He's an African-American Republican. He's the only African-American Republican in the Senate. He's one of 3 African-Americans in the Senate. The other 2 being Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey and Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock of Georgia. Scott was appointed to the Senate by Nikki Haley, who is also running for president. There's 2 South Carolinians in the race, 2 Republicans. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. They've often been viewed as allies. Nikki Haley appointed Tim Scott to the Senate when Jim DeMint resigned to take over the Heritage Foundation. Scott is beginning his second full term in the Senate and has won pretty convincing elections ever since he was elected to the Charleston County Commission back in the early 2000s, and served in the South Carolina legislature, and served in the United States House of Representatives. He's always been a dynamic figure who's pulled off pretty convincing victories. So he will be I think, a candidate to watch. I think he's going to probably roll up some high-profile endorsements in the Senate, and he's the only Republican senator that is going to run. There was speculation at the beginning of his campaign that several Republicans from the Senate might run, and little by little they have announced they're not running. So it will be Tim Scott entering the race, and I think he has an upbeat personality, great retail politician, but that's not, in my opinion, what's gonna be what Republican primary voters want. They want someone they believe can beat Joe Biden, and 2, they want someone out there waging full-on culture war for the issues that they care about. So, like I've said, Tim Scott, great candidate on paper. In a normal Republican primary, would probably be a top-tier candidate, but not in this race. He's probably running for vice president, and has to be considered a top contender for that spot, but not the top of the ticket, not this year at least. So, in this Republican primary, maybe in the future, but not right now. So I'll see y'all all.